Now, British spy agencies violated European law when they accessed a secret American database that hoovered up millions of text messages around the world. A leading EU politician has told this programme. It follows our report yesterday revealing how GCHQ was able to access the database, bypassing British privacy laws. Today, President Obama admitted the NSA was collecting data from all over the world, but insisted it wasn't spying on ordinary people. Siobhan Kennedy has been finding out how that's been received here.
Britain's GCHQ and the American NSA, two of the world's most secret intelligence agencies. But are their activities so intertwined that the line between liberty and security has become blurred? Today, President Obama conceding for the first time that moves by the NSA to hoover up vast amounts of data on foreign citizens like us Brits needs to be better regulated.
The bottom line is that people around the world, regardless of their nationality, should know that the United States is not spying on ordinary people who don't threaten our national security.
His speech comes after revelations on this programme last night that GCHQ had access to hundreds of millions of text messages hoovered up by the NSA, including those sent from British phones. The information is contained in the top-secret Dishfire database, and while American phone numbers were deleted from the system, British ones were not. Today, the president suggested he'd be tightening up the rules.
I have taken the unprecedented step of extending certain protections that we have for the American people to people overseas, which will limit the duration that we can hold personal information while also restricting the use of this information.
Comforting words, but how it will work in practice isn't clear. Certainly travellers in London today weren't impressed by yesterday's revelations.
I have very little trust in the American government. When you look at the way they've interfered in people's lives all the way around the world.
I mind for two different reasons. A, I don't want anyone having access to my business. And secondly, I mind them spending my money on doing it.
I think we are in the middle of the George Orwell novel, 1984. So there is a balance to be found between need for safety and need also for protecting your personal life. And it's a balance which is difficult to find.
But while Obama today acknowledged that the eavesdropping may have gone too far, here the British government stuck to its guns. The Foreign Secretary insisted today that warrants signed by him or the Home Secretary were required to intercept the content of communications messages here in the UK. And that's as may be. But what he didn't mention was the permission also required to access the so-called metadata, the high-level data held about all of us on our phones that British agents have been tapping into via the secret American database, Dishfire. By doing so, spies have been accused of circumventing British law. And tonight, the head of the European Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee told this programme he believed GCHQ was flouting European law too.
We have a common European data protection legislation, and I think this is a violation of this legislation, because here is collected data of everyone. There's not given a reason, there's not setting a priority, there's not an argument that certain persons are checked, which is possible.
And there was more heat for GCHQ after the phone company O2 tonight said it would join Vodafone in writing to the agency to demand answers and push for greater transparency.